This is Mongolian Mindset, guys, and today we are going to be helping Jeffrey find his personality type. You go by Jeffrey or Jeff?
You call me Jeff.
All right, Jeff, we'll just ask you questions and you respond to them however you feel is necessary. You don't have to go into any traumas or anything, and we'll try to triangulate down and find your best fit type. You can do whatever you want with that information. It's totally up to you. But let's get into it. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jeff. I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and yeah, I saw your channel. I like your content. I see that you're a straight up guy. I like it. It's better fresh, I would say though. So that's why I went into your Discord thing, and then I sent you a message and to have your input since you're using a methodology in the Barrens and everything. So I wanted to see, but there's different basically it's a lot of people straight in BS basically with type and everything. So when it's someone that was using something that is was like at least with someone that is credible,
Mhm.
like is framework and everything. So I was curious to see what was your input and yeah, pretty much. And if you want to talk about me in layman terms, I'm in Montreal. I work in the IT field. I'm a consultant and I have a side gig in sales and basically kind of curious guy. I'm read a lot, learn a lot, and pretty much it. I'm very curious of nature, so yeah, that's pretty much, man. If I can sum it up.
Dope. Uh, what do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
After 10 years, so let's start with the five. So in 5 years, I would like to at least get some experience in the consulting field, like in IT. I'm pretty new in the consulting field to get some experience and everything, do some good project and also in project management. And then I would say perhaps after the 5 year mark, start my own firm or to be a freelancer or anything of that nature. And go around in consulting and digital transformation, anything of that nature. And also I have some plans in startups, like maybe funding a startup also, a 1 or 2 man show, and then see if I can scale it. But first, my first thing is basically get my expertise in consultant first, So get let's say get the reps, if you can.
Yeah. What got you into consulting?
If I find it interest like solving problems. Listen to let's say owner's problems, see how we can solve it with whatever situation with technology with either process management like something that is inefficient so basically I can streamline the process or anything of that nature. I find it interesting, I think it's something natural with me, I like any way to provide advice, but what's better to get paid to provide advice, so
Yeah. What's 3 words someone would say about you?
sure it's not enough, but I would say I'll put in one word like curious, intelligent, all of that in one entity.
Hmm.
So I would say intelligent, but you can put like knowledgeable and everything in all together.
Hmm.
Then I would say I'm very efficient, what I do. And I would say I'm very um forceful, perhaps. Forceful in the sense that, I'm very straightforward with the way I express myself. I'm very a stronghold with my principles, even if the word is against me, I don't care. And like it enforces everything. I have a lot of energy. I'm very enthusiastic. That's why I put like everything in forceful. As you said, only 3 words, right? So
Hmm. Yeah, dope, man, dope. So, like? How did you become efficient? Was that natural for you? Um,
to be honest, like always was naturally, I can see like anything that is inefficient, it's too slow, with that we can like uh do things smoothly, so we can like waste less effort in doing something. So if, like, again, for point A to point B, and if you put too much effort, for me personally, it pisses me off. So I rather find a way that I can get from point A to point B as quickly and efficient as possible. so I can do something else, you know. So
Mhm.
the nitty-gritty details, like it's irrelevant. I'd rather delegate it to someone, or if I can automate it with the machine or computers or everything, even better.
Okay. Pretty dope. Um, Shelly, got anything?
Um, what do you take into consideration when you make decisions? And do you find it hard?
And in what aspect, personal life or business, like what I mean, like in
Like making decisions in your life?
um if it's for me personally, I would say it's a bit hard because I need to analyze all of the choices, all of the situations, do the pros and the cons. Because as experience showed me, anytime that I don't take time to analyze the decision. I do something that is impulsive, and I get, and then it's not necessarily the best decision, you know. So that's why I take my time. I see all the options. I do research, whatever decision. For example, buying a car, buying a house, anything of that nature. I will do the research, my due diligence that we call in finance, the due diligence, do my own research, and then when I get all the data, all the information, whatever I need to, the reviews, whatever that I need to do, then I do the decision. If it's let's say if it's work related, it's the same, but since I don't have necessarily the luxury of time, so I have to take a decision with whatever information I have in the moment, right? So, so I have three options, A, B, and C. So then, with whatever data that I was able to gather in the moment, or whatever that, so I can solve the problem right now. So I will take the best decision according to what I have at the moment.
Okay. Can,
Make
can you
sense
tell?
or
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally. Can you tell us about your week last week?
last week? Oof, okay, could be hard, man. Okay, Monday. You want day by day? You want me like to do like an overview?
As much as you can remember.
So Monday, so I work from home. So it's either hybrid. So I was working from home, follow up with some customers, I did some proposals. Then yeah, in the morning I took my my little girl to the daycare. Then washed some dishes, did some food. Then at 5, when I finished work, I went to pick her up from daycare, bring her back home. Then my girlfriend came with we made supper. Then I played a bit with her some shows that she likes. Uh, then I started reading a bit. Right now I'm big on the on AI and everything, so I'm reading a bit of on that. And then uh, and then I was watching a bit highlights on boxing because I'm a big boxing fan and MMA and Muay Thai fan. So watching some highlight videos and also watching some videos about techniques and everything. That was and then put the child to bed, put in some classical music because it's just very hyper. So it's calms her down and everything. Then Tuesday, I went to the office. Same thing. Follow up with customers, do some proposal, listen, get some discovery calls, see what's the situation, provide advice, do a presentation, basically work stuff. Then then after when I finished my day, I came back home, ate, went to the gym. Yeah, I just started back to the gym. I quit gym for I think 2 years, but now I'm getting back. Went to the gym. Then after the gym, I went. Yeah, I think I went back home. Up play a bit with the little one. Watch TV a bit, and then I put her to sleep and I passed out. I was tired. Then Wednesday, work from home, pretty much work stuff. Then what I didn't pick up the little one because it wasn't my turn. Uh, then I came at home. I watched some videos on YouTube. I was researching also on perhaps a printing gig, a printing e-commerce thing. So how to basically make money online with that. So I just take a look. I didn't put that much effort. Just quick. Then after that, I was reading the because I'm since I'm very big into project management, I always updating my knowledge. You know, see like go on the PMI website, see whatever new research, whatever new. new thing, new data that I can use when my pitch with the customers and everything. Basically, prepping but always prepping for my customer, but I'm prepping for my personal knowledge, always updating. Then after that, uh, I remember, I think I put it to bed, put some classical music again. It's basically routine. Then want me to go the whole week is pretty much it, like
Wait, wait,
reading.
wait. You're good, man. You're good. You're good, bro. You're good.
know, you
Okay.
you asked me the 7 days. We'll ask you. Pretty much it.
Yeah. So, how good are you in social situations? Do you like, how do you feel talking to strangers and whatnot in social situations?
Depends. Let's say if it's a party, um, depends how my mood is. Like naturally, perhaps I will be a bit more socially. I would say in the middle. I'm not the most extroverted guy, but I'm able to go talk to people. That's not a problem. But what I mean in a social situation, let's say in a party, if I didn't take any drinks, I will stay with my own people, right? I'm not gonna interact necessarily with people that I don't know necessarily. Uh, However, if it's in a business situation, then I'm very forceful. I don't have any. I'm able to debate and everything, defend my point. So it's more like social events. It depends on my mood. Let's say if it's alcohol, or let's say if there's no alcohol, but at the moment I feel comfortable, and I feel like I'm in the mood to talk to people. I don't see any difficulties. Like it's more a mood thing. I would say.
Okay. Do you do you think you're better at starting projects or finishing them?
I would say finishing them, because starting something I have to do research. I have to do yeah, it's very hard to start something without doing research and knowing things. Um, the unknown for me, it's nice, the unknown, but at least have a plan, or like a kind of a framework to help me out, or see what other people did before me, or anything of that nature, or get inspired by other people perhaps. But yeah, that's pretty much. By the way, guys, let me know if it doesn't make sense. I can rephrase it. I have a little accent, so that's why
Yeah,
sometimes
you're good, man. You're good. You're good. No,
yeah, okay.
we had a way tougher one, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We had
Okay, let me
a
know.
lot
I
there.
don't be shy.
But um, how do you go about learning something new?
You mean like skill, for example?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take, for example, sales, for example. So what I did is basically did research on how to sell, these methodologies, how to sell. Basically, I would check like basically the one that is used, for example, in tech, for example. So the best, not necessarily a best, but the one that is mostly popular, mostly used. Then I would check the literature, read the books. Then after that, when I get that, it's trial and error, basically. See what works, see what doesn't work. They go with the experts in those type of, there's, I don't know if you know a bit of there's spin selling, there's gap selling, there's different type of methodologies in school of thought or philosophy, if you want to. So we'll do my research and see, because at the end of the day, I discovered that most of them are very similar, kind of tweaks. Then what I did is basically try one, if it makes sense, then always try to optimize it with other type of knowledge. Then I say, okay, I optimize, see what work, what doesn't work, so I can create my own system, perhaps, or my personalized system, but always inspired by other people. As long as I'm able to get results, right? Because I will start with one methodology, and then I say, oh, perhaps I can try some other type of questions, anything of that nature, then try to basically make it better.
Okay.
How do you know something is right or wrong?
I'm sorry?
How you
How
know
do
if
you?
it's true or false? True or false? Like how do you know if information is true or false? Not right or wrong, because that's
I was
Okay,
like,
okay,
I was
okay.
going for
True or
morals and
false?
values.
Uh,
oh
okay.
shit.
But it depends. Depends what kind of if it's something factual, I have to check the sources. I'll check if it makes sense. I will go 3 or 4, maybe 5 articles. Usually, when it's something scientific, I always go with Google Scholar, because most of the article are mostly reliable. If it's something else, for example, I don't know, about stocks or about finance, I will go first with the big the economists, anything of that nature that they have no knowledge. But then after that, I will say, okay, let's find other sources. Then I will go with perhaps Warren Buffett. So you think all those people are pretty good, and then go into the there's also on YouTube. There's two, three guys in finance film that I follow. One is a finance teacher. The other one is he was a ex Goldman Sachs analyst, for example. I'll give you an example, and then I take their intake because I have theory but experience, So I'm trying to catch the gap, to only theory being experience too, and then with that, with all the facts that I will gather, I will make my own decisions
Okay.
and see if it's reliable, if it's not reliable, as according what I get. But if it's however, if it's something academic, yeah, for sure gonna go with the sources and everything.
Okay. How do you feel about rules and supervisors being told what to do?
To me, people tell me what to do.
Yeah.
It depends. If the person is competent, I would trust him with his judgment. But if something incompetent, I would get pissed. I would like I was politically correct, but whatever you're saying, like you're incompetent, you're inefficient, and you give me an order, you cannot even do the task that you're supposed to do. So I need to have some respect for the person, basically, or I need to see that person is competent. So if that person is competent, okay, makes sense what he says, right? I will take him. Okay, he make a decision. If he makes a mistake, for example, but I will understand the should have thought. But I see that person, like level based, that person's incompetent or I don't know. I'm saying that because I have a history with incompetent people like making decision because they want to be funny, lovey to everyone. Doesn't work like that in my world. My world is either does it work? Does it work? Is it true? Was it not true? No, I mean like in data and everything. I don't go with people what people's feelings and everything. Some people there is the reverse of me, and then it takes me. Uh, and if that person is the type of person automatically like the level of respect goes down. I will stay professional, respectful and everything, but in my head will be like,
Hold on a second.
Do you typically follow the rules or do you look for, or do you think efficiency is more important?
I'm always like just give you an anecdote, but to answer your question, it's basically as long if I get point A to point B, keep it simple. However, just give you an anecdote. I remember when I used to be in insurance, my supervisor in the days always say like, "Hey Jeff, stop trying to hack the system. There's no way to hack the system, but always find a way to hack the system to find shortcuts to get from A to B. So basically, this long procedure, let's say 10 steps, so I'm able to do in 5 steps, for example. And as long as the job was done, so but him was finicky about the steps and everything. I was like, come on, bro, But it is what it is, right? I wasn't in that position that I could necessarily. I will say what I thought what I thought was better, but at the end of the day, it was him was calling the shots in that department, right? So
Yeah. Where do you get your morals from? Morals, values.
want to get, of course, the family, how I was raised. Also, I was raised Christian, so I've a lot of Christian values and also philosophy. I read a lot of books of philosophy, ethics, and everything of that nature. So me personally, it's I have a moral compass or moral code if you want to, and it's personal mine. And also I like the way of the warrior, right? I don't know if you know Miyato Musashi, uh, the Japanese samurai or like that warrior mindset. I always like that since I was a kid. I always like was fascinated by their philosophies and everything, stoicism and all that. That's in Christianity, all of that, comes deep in me. So I try. Of course, I'm a human being. I'm flawed, right? But I try to stay true to those values.
What do you um if you could have 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
I would say have access to all of the knowledge of the world. Okay. Yeah, I already got that question once. Would you choose money or knowledge? I would say the knowledge because with that knowledge, I can still make the money. So I don't care about the money because the money is just the means of an end, right? So knowledge, like every knowledge doesn't matter. Like the Library of Alexandria, for example. Second wish would be to remove what is unjust, what is unfair, And third one would be to, I don't know, but yeah, let's take something a bit shallow, like to remove cold weather because it's cold here in winter in Montreal. So just put it warmer or hot, and with beaches and sand and everything. Yeah, let's take something shallow. Yeah, why not?
Okay. So, hmm. Let's see. Shelly, you hear me? You got anything? You hear me?
Sorry. Um, do you feel like you need people to have like credibility, like to believe them, or do things just have to line up in your brain, like to match information you know?
Let me rephrase, correct me if I'm wrong. So in order to believe something, the person who provides the information has to be credible or has to be logical sense. Is that correct, or I misunderstood what you meant?
Yeah. Or like what's more important?
Depends, because sometimes what is logical is not factual. It just makes sense in that person's head. It's not mathematics, right? Mathematics, yeah, it's logical. If as long as it's logic is good, but in the real world doesn't work like that. So it could be logical, but I'd have to see if it's factual. So I will go first with what is a factual, what is credible, and then the logical one. If it was math, physics, that's another story. Like we're going the world of logic, right? With the world of basically, I don't know, what anything else, I will go with whatever is factual and whatever is proving, whatever's been disproved. Because I always try to disprove stuff. I always have a critical mind. I always try to disprove stuff instead of believing everything. I have the reverse. And I use that type of mindset when I do presentations. I always try to speak with one of my clients. I said, why you want to go with us? You could go with option B, why us? And I always try to reverse psychology. Why go with me? Why you don't go with that person? Huh? And that person will prove to me personally why he wants to go with me. An example like that. So I always go the reverse. So at least if I'm wrong, I did and if I will get pissed of course, but in my mind is like, okay, I assume that I'm always wrong, and I always try to search, and it's like a marker, right? I try to get as right as possible.
Okay.
Not a machine, right? So
So what's three things that stress you out?
it's me out. Wow. Um, People like trying to impose things on me. They try to control me, perhaps. So put things in, like I rebel against that. I'd rather call my own shots, or if the person tried to impose me stuff, and that person doesn't prove to me that the person's reliable and everything, I will rebel. It's hardwired in me since I was a kid. I was like that. Second thing, I'm being stressed, but I hate when it's chaos. For example, I try to always create order. I don't mind chaos, but what I mean chaos in my head. Like I like to have kind of an order, how to put things, how to make sense, how to be logical and everything. Um, the outside chaos, personally, can leave, but it's not something optimal, right? Because I rather get out of the house. For example, if let's say I didn't wash the dishes and I have to study, I rather get out of home than stay at home because I will sterilize the dishes, and I see like they're kind of talking to me and shit. Like I have to do with them, I get pissed, and I do them, you know, things of that nature. Yeah, that will be stress for me. I don't know if it really stress, but perhaps, and also the performance thing. Since I try to be always the best version of myself, working hard on myself. People said I'm perhaps hard on myself, but perhaps failure, but not failure because I did whatever I did to do and I failed. But I mean failed because of laziness, perhaps. Because I got lazy and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Then I get stressed because, man, then I have that gap and I have to do more to bridge the gap. I don't know if you get me.
Do you ever have any issues with social anxiety or doing things in front of people?
In the professional sense, no. Let's say it's small talk. Sometimes I have nothing to say to you. If it's not something engaging, I have nothing to say to you. Like I try to do small talk, but it looks so unnatural, sounds like rehearsed kind of. People have said to me, I sometimes I look fake because of that, because I have nothing to say to you, unless we have something engaging, or I know you. There's something out of the blue, for example. I don't know. Uh, social anxiety, perhaps a bit. Yeah, a bit, but I try to answer your question to be honest, because
Yeah, just
nuance.
more
It's nuance.
like self-consciousness, I guess, in performing in front of people.
Oh, okay. So if do I get so anxiety if I do presentation or if I have to do something?
How's that?
For me, it's easy. It's like walk in the park. I get comfortable. I get like I get comfortable, and then I do my own thing because I'm knowledgeable. I know what I'm saying, and even if you can ask me some question, because some people are like, I notice some people like to fuck with you. They like to ask some question just to see if you know stuff. I like those because I always like put the receipts. This is for what reason. This is the facts and everything. And usually I shut those people down. I feel comfortable and I feel confident. Even when I was in elementary school, university, I was the go-to guy to do the presentation. I don't get social anxiety about talking about a certain topic to people.
How do you go about making a plan? Like what steps do you do? Or what do you take into account?
I see whatever I want to accomplish, okay, and I try to reverse engineer, um, kind of in steps what I have to do. So for example, if I want to, I don't know, give you an example. I want to be a lawyer, for example. So then I have to see, okay, what are the ways to be a lawyer? What grades I need to have? Then what is the plan B? Let's say if I don't get the grades, if do I do like another major so I can like go into the degree in another like on a side door if you want to, and then see what are the best schools, the rating, and also the best firms. And also I will see like the best industries, if it's corporate law, if it's litigation, uh, anything of that nature. So then when I get all the data, all the facts, I'll say, okay, perfect. So I have this. So then I will start reversing. So basically I have to go to that school, I have to go to that program, then I have to do this, then up to the goal that I want to do. And will be it will in that it's not will in that will be that detailed. Basically, it's more like a blueprint if you want. Because as experience taught me, it never goes as planned. So I need to always to see how to when I see it, I see it as a straight line, right? But I have to go sometimes lives go up and down. So always to go back to that straight line. Like okay, let's say I fail a class, for example. Okay, what I have to do to go back into the line, go to that point B, right? That makes sense, or you want me to explain it some other way?
Um, hmm. How do you feel about expressing your emotions?
Um, Typically it's pretty difficult now. Now I'm getting better since I'm a dad now. It's getting way better. But before it was people call me that was very cold, very calculating. Some people call me psychopath. I don't know for what reason, but that's on them. Robotic, cyborg, and stuff like that. Because uh, for me, in order to get into my emotions, I don't know, I need to force myself. And I noticed that classical music permits me to express myself. Arts and the arts, for example. But before, I never put my mind in it. Like I had sadness, or if someone in my family passed away, so I didn't felt nothing. People were like saying to me like, "Why you cold like that?" I felt it, but I wasn't able to express it. So it took me time to process. It's like I'm into in like in my I don't know how to say in English, but you intellect you put it into you use your brain. You kind of see out you can like rationalize the emotions, for example, but you cannot rationalize, it's like just like it doesn't. I try to see why I feel like that, but I don't understand why. And then with the experience, with growth, I understood that it's something normal, and I need to find a way to express it. And it's more with music, like listen to music and the arts and everything, so I can express. But if you had asked me that question 10 years ago, I would have said to you like, I don't feel shit, like I need to force myself.
I mean, for me, like I don't really like if someone dies or whatever. It's just like I don't even get phased. It's just like life don't stop. Like it got like
Yeah,
keep going. So
yeah,
it's like there's no point in me crying or anything like that. It's just a waste of my time. So
yeah.
it's
It's
very
exactly.
hard. I don't really um get any emotions from it. It's kind of like kind of look back sometimes and I think, damn, maybe I should work on that, but I don't know, man. It's not me. Um, just move forward, man. It's like just move forward. What do you think is some of the things that sabotages yourself?
Sometimes overthinking. Sometimes overthinking stuff. Mm, I don't know. I've for some reason a weird thing with my gut. Sometimes my gut is right. Sometimes I can do the whole research, all the logical thing, everything, and sometimes it's not necessarily and I think it's the best solution. But sometimes I should have listened to my gut.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I just discovered that long time ago. So yeah. Sorry, man. I just forgot. Can you ask me again the question? I was into a tangent. Sorry.
Bro, I forgot
My apologies.
myself. Shit. Oh, Shelly, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. Oh, what do you think is something that is self-sabotaging?
Self sabotage. Okay, okay. Self sabotage. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I would say that, not trusting my gut, perhaps. I don't know. Just saying like that, I'm not sure. Self sabotage also sometimes not asking for help, perhaps. So I want to do everything myself because I don't know. As for me, so as I find some people in my surroundings not being like me, not working hard like me, not doing things like me, and I finding borderline dumb, but not dumb, just not like me. I learned to be like, I learned to understand that not everyone is like me. So
Hmm.
that sometimes, you need some other people to help you out. You need some other people that can have better, like can complement you, and basically they can help you in some other things and aspect in life. So that will be asking for help. Sometimes it's self-sabotage, I would say. Um, and what's three? I said two, right? And the third time, self-sabotage. I don't know. Not taking decision when I'm pissed.
Hmm.
Calm down. Then go eat. Oh yeah, especially go eat. Yeah, go eat something, and then when you calm state, then use your rational mind. Perhaps sometimes and to the heat of the moment, or what I said, the heat of the battle, you take a decision and it's a harsh decision. Perhaps I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's pretty question that I don't ask myself a lot. So
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question here. Okay, so if you let's just say we change your whole life, right? And now you are a surgeon, right? And you come into a surgery. What's more important for you, the order of things? Uh, is that the most important thing? Like if you came in there and things like were kind of out of order, how would you proceed?
oh yeah, if you're surgeon, you cannot fuck around. So basically, I have things in order. My tools have to be placed in a certain way. Things where I have my routine most likely, because you have to have your own rituals, your own thing, your own steps, or your own process or whatever, because you have to save your energy
Hmm.
for whatever you're doing, right? So you
Hmm.
cannot spend energy. Okay, I have to do this. That's why you need assistance. That's why you need stuff to prepare everything for you. So then you go there, and then you do what you have to because it's something that could be life or death, anything of that nature. So you need to be ultra focused, have your own mental energy focus in that. So yeah, everything has to be organized so I can do whatever I need to do. If it's the chaos in that case, I don't know. I don't think I will be a good surgeon. I would say, don't hire me for to be a surgeon.
You said what? Wait, what?
Yeah,
Like,
don't hire me to be a surgeon for that, man.
so like when I think about it for myself, I think if I walked in and things were out of whack, I would freak out. That'd be the first thing I would do. Like I would freak out and someone's ass would have to get it straight, like immediately. Like that would be the first thing. Like I don't think I would start anything without the order in place. I don't give a fuck how long it takes. You know, I gotta have that. I gotta have that done. I gotta have that right. Like I need to be like with my order and stuff like that. And the reason we ask you that is because it's kind of like two different personality types. One would go with the order first, like it needs order first, and the other one's like, okay, I can still get the job done. And the approach, I can still get the job done even in the chaos. I can still get this job done.
Yeah, no, surgeon, no. If you're able to do a surgery with chaos, man, you're good because I can. I need to have that order. That order, I need to spend that mental energy, that because yeah, of course I will be freaking out, but I won't show it to no one. I have to be a professional, right? I have to be a professional, and I went
Yeah,
to school with whatever years, whatever years of experience, so I know what I'm doing. So, even I'm sure even those people have a bit of stress. Like it's a good stress, perhaps I would say. Performance thing. You have to the mindset of performance. Then you go there, you know what you need to do, and then
I think it would really fuck with me if like let's say if I came in there and I was operating, just say like I didn't have like let's just say I was missing like one tool that I used a lot. That would really fuck with me. Like mentally,
yeah,
I'd be like,
yeah,
like, but then you'd have to do it. Like, let's just say like it was an OR type thing, and you'd have to do the surgery. Like, you have no other choice. Like, and things are out of order. I'd be kind of fucking stressed out. Not even gonna fucking
yeah.
be big
I
time.
agree. I
So,
agree. We-
but Shug, you got anything you want to say?
Um, just a hypothetical question. So I guess, well, kind of. Do you ever like if you have a task that needs to be done, do you ever like I guess tear your environment apart or to make yourself get started, or do you prefer to keep things orderly and avoid that?
I'm not sure to answer your question. So basically, you have to think orderly in order to do stuff, or doesn't matter and I still get stuff.
So
Correct me if I'm
in
wrong.
my own case, like I had projects at my house to do, so like I went and like tore apart the bathroom and like cut the walls so that I was basically forced to
Hmm.
proceed with finishing the jobs?
Hmm. Hmm.
Or do you think you would plan it out first and like start it in a strategic manner and be able to
Okay.
follow through with that?
Okay. So I take your example of let's say I'm repairing the bathroom, I'm doing renovations. For sure, I will plan it. I cannot leave the house like that in the chaos. I'll be crazy. I'll get crazy. Even if I try to delude myself that I'm able to live in chaos, because sometimes my house it's a mess, but it's not even a mess compared to other people that I know. I try to delude myself that it's good, but no, I can't. It's more self delusion. I'll be straight up. I'll be self delusion. I can live in chaos, man. I can't. I need to clean things up or be. I'm a minimalist, so I try to have less things, so I spend less energy cleaning up. Because I hate clean up. I think it's a waste of time. So I rather like do whatever I need to do, and I try to keep it as clean as much as I can. But however, if it's something a renovation thing, I will have plan. I will plan. Okay, we do the bathroom first, then will be the chaos for a couple of days. But then once it's done, I go to the second part. Then I go to the second, third part, and everything. We'll go into increments. I don't know if you get me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm, what are your
Did you go to college? Out of I don't know if you've already been asked.
I went to college.
Yeah. How did you go about um like figuring out what you wanted to do in life and like make that decision? Like how did you proceed with?
It was hard for me because I was a high school dropout first. For me, school was like BS or like so boring. I didn't find any practical. The only class that I liked was like social science, like philosophy, writing and stuff. I was pretty good in that. But I was a good student, but I never put the effort. I was like always a good student. and without studying. And then after that, no, I was the type of person who was like either I get like 90% or I get 50%. Nothing in between. I either pass or fail whatever efforts that I put. So sorry, I wanted to chat. What was again your question? My bad.
Just how'd you make your life decision, I guess?
Life decision. Okay, okay.
What you want to do?
Oh yeah, what degree? How did I choose a degree? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, so how do I choose a degree? So at first it was hard because I had so many interests. I wanted to go in law, I wanted to go in business, I wanted to go in tech, like software engineering. Then I'm like, okay, since I have all of those aspects in life, I was like, okay, what is the thing that always comes around? And in that case was more consulting and project management and leading people. So then, my rationale in that was okay. So what is the most important kind of degree that I can use in whatever industry that is like future proof, but it's nothing is future proof anyway. But in my rationale at that time was like going in software engineering. So I choose software engineering for those reasons. Because it's not about tech. It's about programming, AI, also IT, anything of that nature. So that's how I took the decision. But first, took me time. Like I was like always like second guessing myself. Am I going the right path or the wrong path and everything. I went. I did a lot of tests, and that's how I discovered MBTI. Doing test or what the best, the test about which I did a Holland test to see which field will be the best for me. I went to see counselors. I went to see professionals because I want to remove out of the process to avoid to be biased. And have a second or maybe even a third opinion of it. And then with all that process, then I took my decision.
Kelly, what are you thinking?
We're in between two types.
Yeah, we're between two, man. Uh, uh, and this one's tough.
So
Where do you see yourself on a team?
The team is either two things: either be the advisor, provide advice, whatever, or be the one leading the team, one or the other. So if I'm leading a team, um, it will be my way or the highway, perhaps, with whatever methodology that I was able to get. And if not, I will be an advisor until I can get to the top part. Because the reason why the advisor, to give you my rationale on that, is because when you're an advisor, you learn. You're learning twice as fast as everyone else because you're next to the leader, right? You give them advice, but at the same time, when you provide advice, you learn at the same time what are this decision, whereas the best decision that he made, the wrong decision that he made, and then it's like I'm getting tutoring by him if you want to. And then I learn, then I see what not to do, what to do, and then when I go into the top spot, I kind of have the experience without having to have experience, but without having and doing. You get me? Because I saw it like I saw what that person did. So.
Did you ever have aspirations like to be in power or like daydream about being living in another time or anything like when you were younger?
At the time or right now?
Well, just like when you were younger.
I always was interested in politics. Maybe like be I don't know a what's it called? This name. Sorry, I'm very tired today. My memory is pretty bad today. Churchill or Charles de Gaulle or like a leader, political leader, or if one the army, maybe a general perhaps, or anything of that nature. That'll be nice. Or perhaps the second spot, so I can become the first spot. It's always into that. Be influence, right? Be an influence. Even necessarily if you don't have the first stop, but at least being in in those circle, right? Circle of influence, because this is then when you get the insight, you absorb the knowledge. That's why I always like the books like The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli and all those guys, because it shows the realm of, because unfortunately, life is politics, right? Unfortunately, it's not me who write the rules, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, man, we got you. It was quite tough here, man, because you were kind of saying like kind of both here at a point. But 100% you're an NTJ. You're an NTJ. What we notice about you is you're very systematic, dude. You're very systematic. You're always talking about streamlining. You're always talking about systems. You're always talking about efficiency. You're always talking about the best way to do something, that type of thing. So that's what you're going after. So that's systematic, and there's a lot of TEFI with you as well, with the efficiencies and productivity and things like that. You said like you like to analyze decisions from all lenses. Try to make the best decision. You always do your research, data and information, frameworks, methodologies, what works. That's a TE approach. What works doesn't always like lead to understanding. You like to go with the experts. That's TEFI as well. Like you mostly going to the experts for things. You like to create your own systems. As long as I'm able to get results, that's what you said. Then you said something about like you checked it like with if it was like your hypothetical situation you were going through. Was talking about the economists or whatever, and you name dropped like Warren Buffett, and that was one of the guys you name dropped, and then another name drop later on was like Winston Churchill and Niccolo Machiavelli. Those are TEFI, and the systematic, okay, and you're direct. Okay, the problem we were having with is we were trying to figure out if you were an INTJ or an ENTJ. And what we noticed is you're more outcome focused. You're just looking at practically the end product here. So with that being said, we got you as an ENTJ, man.
NTJ. I was typing NTJ once. When I did a long time ago the MBTI test, the one the paper and pen, I got ENTP because I think the rationale was like if you're ultra organized, if you're not organized, that's why I was always like a weak P. So that's why I was always like between ENTP and TJ. But so if I understand basically what is the biggest difference between the INTJ and ENTJ?
So INTJ is more responding, so they're more introverted. ENTJs are more initiating. They can initiate and they'll change the topic. They're okay with people. They don't mind like leading. That's one of their like aspirations, like you were talking about later on. It's like, if I'm not number one, then I'm gonna be number two, and if I'm number two, then I'm basically making my way to number one. That was kind of like how you were going about it. That's more of an, I would say, ENTJ mindset. Like the INTJ, from a degree, would like to just advise. They don't want to deal with all the stress. They don't want to deal with all like being the first person in charge or whatever. That comes with a lot of freedom loss. It does come with a lot of freedom loss. Not as great as it does sound. Like being number one it's not as great as it sounds on paper.
I think ENTJs have more energy too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. And progression. So INTJ is about the journey and not the outcome. As in ENTJ is all about the outcome. For myself, I always talk about it. If I go on a journey for something and I don't get the outcome, I'm not happy. I feel like I wasted my time. Essentially, that's just how I see it. Like it's a waste of my time. I don't care if I got better. I don't care if I didn't get what I set out to get. Okay, I failed. So that's how I see it. As an INTJ would be okay with more of the journey. Like, well, I learned more, and they're okay with the journey and not the outcome so much. Like they care about the outcome, but it's kind of like a secondary thing. The journey and continuous improving and stuff like that is the most important part. Yeah.
Continuous improving, that's the INTJ, right?
Yeah, continuously improving and not being so locked onto the outcome. Like they're okay.
Okay.
Also, INTJs tend to have a harder time like doing public presentations and things, like we have social anxiety.
Okay, no, I don't have that. But the thing is, with the continuous improvement, this is part of my philosophy in order to get to my point, you know. I don't because I see it as a process, life as a process, not as a journey. But I mean, you can always optimize the process, right? Make it better, make it better,
Mhm.
make it better. Like it's
Yeah,
a endless loop, right?
yeah, you could always do that, but it's more of a ENTJ is just looking at the end product. Like I am not about the journey, dude. I'm just trying to be the best human being that I can be. Like that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at like a journey of anything. I'm not like, oh, I'm on a journey. I'm like, yo, I'm looking at this product that I'm gonna be the best Mercer that I can be and fuck everything else, you know. I'm looking at that product. I'm not looking at like how I'm gonna get there and all that. Like, you know, I'm just doing that. You know, that's what I'm laser focused on that, and that's it. I'm not so much like, oh well, you know, I'm going through a journey and it's
Okay,
okay.
no.
Like, nah, dude, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm going after, and this is what I'm gonna get.
Okay. Okay, and you do whatever is necessary to get to that point, research, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
as long, oh, okay, I see. And then you get all that information, and then with that you can move
Because
forward like
a
quickly as
lot of things
possible.
a lot of things you were saying earlier was kind of like you plan everything out before you take a step. Like you planning it, you planning before you take the step. As an INTJ would kind of like take the step and then like improvise as they go.
Oh, they improvise, okay. Oh, there you go.
They'll just go and then they'll just improvise as they go. Like they'll just improvise, and like that's why they have like a ton of backup plans, like a ton of backup plans. If this fails, then they got this, and you know it's like a whole bunch of like backup plans. As in me, it's just like think about it beforehand, and I got one plan. I execute that one plan. You know, I'm executing that one plan. I'm not looking at 10,000 plans. I'm not looking at like contingency, what they call contingency plans. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at one way. Boom, I'm hitting that, and I think about it before I do it. So my thought process is I'll see it before, like okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I execute and I go. But I
So,
think Shelly's
so I
more of
get you.
Shelly. How do you go about it?
Um, I didn't hear all of what you said.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
So Shelly's an INTJ. Shelly, how do you go about a new task?
I mean, I typically think it through a little bit. I mean, I think ENTJs maybe think that through a little bit better, and then just tackle it like I was saying. Like I'll kind of like create some chaos to make myself get moving, which I don't think a ENTJ could handle.
Yeah, I'm not about the
Like
chaos.
I cut the walls out of one bathroom and then went and tore up the floor in the other bathroom. Like so, that way I had to do it.
She created chaos to get moving.
Oh, okay. So basically you need external stimuli if you want in order to move forward.
Well,
Would that be accurate?
she can work in chaos. As an ENTJ's, like if there's chaos, I'm trying to put it out so that I can get back to order. Like I need that order to be able to think, to be able to like process things. Like you talked about, like the dirty dishes for you. Like if you
Yeah.
see, you gotta kind of you gotta kind of wash it. You can't just let shit sit there. That's would be more, I think, outcome.
Yeah, okay, I get you. Yeah. Okay. So the way you phrase it, yeah, I'm more like a NTJ for sure. About I do contingency plan, but they're not like contingency plan like all the scenarios where I have some different scenarios should happen, but it's not like obsessed by that. It's there just to let's say if I want to become uh let's say I don't know a CEO, right? I will see like what are the different ways or what like three ways to do it, but it's
Mhm.
only one path, right? If
Mhm.
something fucks up, I'll have one a plan B, but it goes into my plan A. I don't know if I explain. I'm
Yeah.
very visual. This is the goal, right? So I got that plan B and C, but in that they converge to the same plan.
Hmm.
You get me?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not very better, but I'm not very focused on those plans. I only have if shit happens, I have that, but it's
Mhm.
not necessarily I'm just it's not like set in stone, right? I can always change it. But my plan A is my plan A. This is
Mhm.
what I have to do. But I just create some plan B or C or whatever in case, but I don't get obsessed by that. Okay, I just write it in my notepad and everything. But I don't care. Just if it happens, I know.
Yeah, man. I plan out one way. Like it's gonna happen this way. Like, and if I don't, then I'm gonna push through anyway. Like that's my plan. I took the time to kind of like to do it, and it's just one way. But
Yeah.
I don't think about like 3 different ways, 5 different ways. No, it's a one way. Like we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna execute from this to that, straight through.
But this is more in the preparing phase, right? It's not during the process, right? This before I take action, I would say.
Before.
Before, basically all the thing that I show you is before. When I
Yeah,
take action is one thing.
yeah.
But what I mean, I just prepare it. Like when you project, when you do a project and you plan the project, you have to take all the risk and you have to account all the risk. And then if it's that risk, you do that. If you do
Mhm.
that risk, you do that. But there's always one plan. I don't know how to explain because
Yeah,
I'm trained also in project management. I have that mindset too. So
yeah. I think I think ENTJ makes the most sense here. Uh, but what were you scoring? What were you getting? What do you think you were? I
I
mean,
think I'm an ENTJ too. I think I'm an
you,
ENTJ too.
yeah.
ENTJ too, perhaps maybe I don't know, maybe NTJ, but perhaps some because I once I didn't know the definition between TI and TE because there's so many BS definitions.
Mhm.
So I go together and everything, and also there's also different systems. But from what I noticed is ENTJ, we are very utilitarian. Perhaps
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
So and I'm very utilitarian, 100%. Um, and that made me understand that basically I am an ENTJ specifically for those reasons that I like to initiate, as you said. I'm not scared to initiate, and also I like to create order,
Mhm.
even if I try to delude myself that I can live in chaos. But yeah,
Yeah, I can't
I agree.
like like all my friends come to my house on the weekends, and I literally have like red solo cups around so that like whenever they're done, I can just grab the cups, throw them in the trash, and done. You
That's
know,
trash, huh?
yeah, just like
Uh,
red cups, trash, done. Like chaos gone. Like it's gotta be something quick, easy,
Quick
fast.
as possible. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree 100%.
And if they create too much chaos, I'll start cussing them out. Like it just drives me crazy. Like I'm like, this ain't your fuck. Like they'll come over and then they'll kind of treat it like it's their house, and I'm like, yo, this ain't your fucking house.
Yeah.
They're creating too much chaos for me, and it starts to like get to me. Starts to like get to me like
Bless you. Huh? Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
your fucking house. Because I can't deal with like it's got to kind of be orderly for me to flow and go. You know?
I agree. Yeah, the way you said, yeah, I agree 100%. It's the same for me. And also, yeah, you have limited energy, like focus energy, I would say. And I need rather focus on something that's worth that focusing I can clean up the house each time,
Yeah,
things of that nature.
I
I
try
already
to
do it
minimize
once.
that. Like I try to minimize that. That's why there's never any dishes in my sink. There's never like all that shit's always like there's no dishes in there. It's just I don't know what it is, but if I see a dish in there, it's kind of like drives me fucking off the wall.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I do. So as per your definitions and everything, yeah, I feel like I'm a ENTJ for sure. And
Yeah,
now, and people said to me like I'm an ENTJ too. A lot of people said that to me, but it's because also perhaps maybe I'm very curious by nature, but I'm not curious just for the sake of curious. I'm curious because I want to use it. So
yeah,
maybe that's what that puts me different.
yeah. It's more of an ENTJ mindset.
Yeah,
Curious
exactly.
implementation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Read a
exactly,
book.
exactly.
If I read a book, I'm like, I can't wait to use some of the stuff in the book. I got,
Yeah. To see if what works, what doesn't work.
yeah. It's like one of the funnest things. Like, if you can't show me something and I'm not going to use it. Like, I'm going to use it. If it worked, I'm going to use it. And then I'm going to keep building on it as well to make it even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me if you have that analogy in your head. Me, I see my brain as a toolbox, right? And everything that I learn, everything that I read is like a tool. Put it inside my brain. When I use it, I take out the tool and I use it. Whatever I need to accomplish, this I put it back.
Mhm.
Whatever if I need one day, I know that I have that tool in my tool set.
Sometimes I'll be
You have that
forget.
mindset too.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll just forget a lot of shit though, too. Like, I'll just flat out like forget some of the stuff I read or something. And then like that's why like repetitively every year, some of the best books I'll re-listen to them like on Audible. Like I'll get them on Audible to re-listen to them because like you're doing stuff in life and like you're doing other things and more information is coming in your head. So like some things just like leave my brain. But what I have to do is I have to revamp on that. So I just like I'll listen. I've listened to the 48 Laws of Power over 15 times. Mastery over 10 by Robert Greene over 10 times. 33 Strategy Board, all those because like as I keep acquiring more knowledge like outside, like because I'm reading Magic Diamond, I'm reading Neuroscience of Personality, I'm reading the Enneagram books, I'm reading all Linda Barrens stuff. Like I can only store so much information. I can only store so much information, so I try to like re-listen to them. Like those like philosophy books. I try to re-listen to them over and over and over.
I get you. I get you. Yeah, I have a better memory for data and everything because I don't know, I put effort and get that knowledge. But sometimes I have a blank, but usually it gets towards in my brain because I took the time to learn it and everything. It stays ingrained in me. But if it's like shallow knowledge where I just read it but I don't practice it, when I don't take the time to at least get into it, yeah, I will forget it. Yeah, for sure.
Like so for me, I forget the actual like details, but I remember the big picture of everything.
The outline, yeah, exactly.
So like, but as soon as like I read that book again or I hear something on it, then it comes back. Like it's all back.
That comes up because you know it, but you just need a reason or something, a stimuli to put
Mhm.
that memory back. But you have it in your brain.
Yeah, but it's like stored away
It's
somewhere.
not, yeah, it's not on demand. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish it was on demand, but yeah.
yeah, nah, yeah. I'm not like an SI user. I can't just like remember for the sake of remembering. Um, Another thing is I tell every ENTJ just watch your health, man. That's a big thing. Watch your health. Because you can go, and life's a candle. So what that means is that if you're going all the time, you could burn the ends on both sides, That's your life. Gone. So watch out for that. Take care of yourself, take care of your health. And try to be better with people. That's another thing I would say. I know something I've been working on lately. It's just trying to help people and I think it has opened me up as an ENTJ a lot better, just trying to help other people. Because a lot of times it's kind of been like my life was like, I need to focus on me, I need to get where I need to go. Because then after that I can help everybody. But I need to get to where I need to go. But now I'm kind of like, if I can help somebody, I will. But I just hate when a motherfucker like waste my time.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating, but also I'm sure you provide tough love. I assume with your
Yeah, yeah,
friends or
yeah.
whatever, you
I'm
provide
pretty
tough
hard on
love.
people, man. I'm pretty hard on people. I think
Yeah, but
maybe
that's yeah.
I think maybe the difference between we may have different enneagrams. My enneagram's an 8, so it's kind of like I'm like down people's throat. Like
Okay, yeah.
I'm more of
I
that
think I'm a 3. I think.
a 3. Yeah, it would make more sense. I could see a little bit more any. Like you're able to use a little bit more any than me. I'm more like one path, one way.
Mm.
Like I don't want to hear about no other path unless it's better. Like if you can't tell me so, if you can't tell me that what you got is better, shut up. I don't even want to hear it. Like, but like you're a little bit more lenient on like, well, there might be another path or something. I'm like one way.
Yeah. So
My
it
way.
makes sense now. So that's why my knowledge about the
Mhm.
choice, but was one path. Maybe because of the 3, but the cognitive function is the same basically. We
Yeah,
process the information the same way basically.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Makes sense now.
yeah. Well, I hope you join our Facebook group, man. We post a lot there, man. It would be dope to have another ENTJ in there.
Yeah, but I don't go that much on Facebook, bro. I try to have what's it called? Not a lot of internet footprint, I try to limit myself. I don't the only thing that I have it's my LinkedIn. Now Facebook is not even like it's just a BS Facebook, I just
Yeah,
open it.
I have BS Facebooks too, dude. Like they're just like the best thing
Totally
ever.
waste of time.
I made a new Facebook, so I can't see everybody else's shit. It's the most
Okay.
beautiful thing. Sometimes I have to get on my old Facebook and I see all the chaos on there. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, like all my
I
friends.
deleted that shit. I deleted my Facebook. Like I zero. Like I don't want nothing from me on the internet. Like I don't, especially with the Facebook leaks and everything. I don't trust. those people with my data, you know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you around then, brother. It was a pleasure.
man.
You got anything you want to say?
Same, man.
Jelly, you got anything you want to say?
No, I think you got it right.
Take it
And that
easy.
makes sense. 3. So
Yeah.
What did you say?
Really makes sense. Enneagram 3.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Okay. So yeah, it's because of the 3 that have a different flavor than you, I assume. That's why.
Yeah. All right, guys, take it easy. I'm gonna go take
Guys.
a.
Okay.